All right, so we did the best 6-inch lift video and that went over well, and then you guys asked for 4-inch, so we did that and that went over pretty well too. But now everyone's asking, what is the best lift for my truck that doesn't require cutting? As you likely already know, I'm Fuller from Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube, and if you didn't know, well then, welcome to the channel, and I hope you subscribe because that would just make my day. Anyway, jumping into the video then, it seems like anytime we talk about lift kits, there's this large group of people that talk about wanting to lift their truck, but they're nervous about cutting into it, or it's a lease and they don't want to, they need to be able to return it, or they just aren't sure if they can commit to lifted life and they want the option to return it back to stock. Now, when it comes to cutting your truck, there's a couple different things people refer to as cutting. So for this specific video, we're talking about modifying the frame and or cross members on your truck, which typically you have to do with any sizable lift kit install. So yes, there actually are lift kits on the market that don't require you to cut your truck, but at most they're gonna be like 4 inches, like tops. The only thing separating these lifts from a leveling kit is really just the fact that they include some sort of lift for the rear, which 9 out of 10 times is just a larger block. So a true lift kit can both lift and level your truck, which is not the same as something that people call a level lift. Most of the kits that I'll explain in this video will fall under that industry slang term of level lift, since they basically are an over-engineered leveling kit with a block for the rear. At the forefront of this market is ReadyLift. So we've done a few videos on these guys, and we actually took a trip out to their facility in California to learn a bit more about them. Now, their agenda recently has been to push sales of their large lift kits, but their bread and butter for many, many years, and what people know them for, is their SST lift kits. Now, these are bolt-on kits that do not require cutting or welding, and many of them actually use billet aluminum for the strut spacers, so the quality is definitely there. I'm sure you guys already know what truck I'm going to use as an example because I basically do this every single time, but the 4-inch kit for the 14 to 18 GM 1500 trucks is the ideal example of the SST kits. So you get a 4-inch lift, you get spacers, upper control arms, small skid plate, the normal stuff that comes with a lift, but there's no drop cross members or no major diff drop. However, they do still give you a diff drop by using a different mounting system, which basically it's just machine billet circular spacers that kind of just look like a washer to get you just the right amount of differential drop without interfering with the rear mounted electronic steering rack on those particular trucks, which all of that brings up the question then, how are the angles? And as it turns out, they're not as bad as you might think. Depending on the kits, ReadyLift uses a combination of upper strut spacers and lower strut spacers, as well as the re-engineered upper control arms to help with things like ride quality and angles. It's basically the smart kid in math class who gets all the answers right but doesn't even try for the extra credit because they'd rather just dip out early. The kit does just enough to get you by, but it's not sketchy because there's countless hours of engineering put into it and testing and all these lift kits before they hit the market. And that's probably worth mentioning that some kits have more stuff like shocks and everything, and some kits are even more basic, but it's easy to see exactly what's included when you use our website. I'm just here to give you some helpful tips along the way, so make sure you check out customoffsets.com. After all, it's sort of my job to tell you to go there because we are the experts in all things wheels, tires, and suspension, and that's just what we do. Peace.